All right, now we will look at the requirement B from September-December 2019, question number one. And the requirement is identify the additional information which should be requested from management in order to effectively audit the disposal of Premier Burgers Company and explain why this information is required. We have 4 marks for this requirement. Uh, so let us dive in and do draft this part of the question, right? What I will do, firstly, simply we already look at the scenario. We did the required number one, so we already know the details about this scenario. 1 mark for each valid point. So let us now draft the answer. Additional information required to plan the audit of the disposal of Primal Burgers Company. Okay, so number one, obtain a copy of management assessment of management assessment, that means management's working of the impact on group financial statements of group financial position on the sale of Trimal Burgers Co. and overall impact on of the restructuring on what can we say group, right? Number two, any preliminary determination by management of the anticipated profit or loss on disposal and expectation of any impairment to the value of assets held in the disposal group. Number three, further information surrounding the reasons of for disposal. For disposal from the group board minutes, at which approval was given for the disposal to enable the auditor to develop an understanding of management rationale and how the disposal fits in with the group restructuring as a whole. A copy of the vendor's due diligence report produced by Osami and Company to a certain key findings. Example valuations of assets, and liabilities. This will help in planning the to audit in planning to audit the measurement of the disposal group and whether any impairment should be recognized. Right. Um, Lastly, one extra point, although we covered the 4 marks, but just for you folks, another one information regarding the potential acquirers of Primal Burgers Company and the stage of negotiations. This will help the audit help the audit team develop an expectation as to whether the disposal is likely to take place after the year end and the potential sales price. Right. So that's the solution for this requirement. I hope you get it. See you in the another video where the more learning to come for you folks. All right, folks, let us look at the new requirement that is design the principal audit procedures to be performed in respect of the classification of the 48 million investment in Peppers Company and the government grant of 20 million received in January 2000 X5. We have total 8 marks and two requirements for this part, C part, right? So that means we have 4 marks each for part A and part B, right? So let us straight away dive into the solution. We already have done the requirement A and B now, so you can uh, look at the detailed planning of the solution in previous sessions. Right now, we will straight away draft our procedures, or I'll say we will straight away draft our solutions for these requirements. So first, number one, what I will say, obtain the legal documentation. Legal documentation supporting the investment and agree the details of the investment. investment, including um, the date of investment, amount paid, number of shares purchased, voting rights attached to shares, the nature of profit sharing arrangement, arrangement between the group and Smith's company. Right. Next procedure, what I'll say, review board minutes. Number two, review board minutes to confirm the approval of the investment and to understand business rationale of investment. Number three, obtain documentation such as papers, company, or organizational structure. Obtain documentation such as papers, company, organizational structure to confirm that the group has successfully appointed members to the board of the company, and that those members have equal power to the members appointed by Smith's company. And the lastly, review minutes of relevant meetings companies between the group and Smith Company, between group and Smith Company. To confirm that control is shared, control is shared between the two investors and to understand the nature of the relationship and the decision making process. The relationship and decision making process. I hope you get it till here. We are halfway through our solution for this part of the question. Now we will look at the another one, which is principal audit procedures. In respect of the government grant received. Now, um, I will say number one, obtain the document relating to grant and review to obtain an understanding of the terms of the grant, including the amount received, and in particular requirements. Relating to the specific use of funds. The date by which the grant must be used, the lastly, any clauses relating to the repayment of grant of some or all of the grant or all of the grant should certain conditions arise. Number two, agree the amount received to the bank statements. And rather company's cash book. Number three, obtain and review the group capital expenditure forecast to confirm the amount planned to spend on capital expenditure relating to environmental matters. Number four, confirm through agreement to marketing plans whether any funds will be spent during this financial year. Right? I hope you get it. The procedures for these two parts, and that's it for this part of the question. Um See you in the next session.